Hey everyone, Daniel from Cubatica here with another Cubatica chat. It's what we're calling these little videos. And today's subject is how to win at paid advertising. So the reason I'm doing this video is we've had a lot of people kind of come to us lately as an agency and kind of be looking for a little more big picture strategy of what's my kind of biggest goal here? What are some things that are very important to keep in mind when I'm buying traffic or doing digital advertising or purchasing digital media, all those sort of things. And my first answer is almost always whoever can afford to pay more to acquire a customer wins. What does that mean? In simple terms, let's say you can spend $50 to acquire a customer. Your competition can spend $30. Now let's assume that's a break-even point where, that pays for product, that pays for overhead, that pays for staff, that pays for rent, that pays for, whatever your particular business has in terms of overheads, that covers it. Well, it's a lot easier to get a customer when you can spend $50, for example, than when you can spend $30. And these aren't necessarily key numbers, or you shouldn't be paying attention to the actual number as much as the fact that if you can afford to spend more to acquire a customer than your competition, that means you can, for example, you can bid more than them on whatever digital media platform you're using, whether it's Facebook or Google or whatever. You can pay more per click, you can pay more per conversion, and you will get bigger market share. That leads me to kind of point number 2, which is better conversions, better LTV, which is lifetime customer value, okay? Feeds rule number 1. So if you want to win the paid traffic game, it's not just about the paid traffic game. Okay, it's about your entire business. It's about how well do our upsells work? How many opportunities do we give our customer to purchase extra stuff? How big is our product line? How good are our products? What's our refund rate like? What's our conversion rate? How well do we display our products? What kind of social proof do we have? And I could go on and on and on and on. There's like 1,000 things that we often consult with our clients, and we say, hey, maybe you guys should try this and try that and all that kind of thing. But essentially the bottom line is LTV is king. The better your LTV is, the more you can the more you can spend to acquire a customer. The more you can spend to acquire a customer, the better market share you'll get, and the more likely you are to emerge on top, kind of the marketing scrap, for want of a better term. Okay. Now the reason that I want to do this video today is point number 3 here, which is that if your traffic team, and it doesn't matter to me whether you have an in-house team, if you have a freelancer, if you have some guy you picked up on the side of the road, and you bought him a sandwich and he does your digital marketing, whether you spend millions and millions of dollars a year on a super high ticket agency or whatever your situation is, it doesn't really matter. Whoever's running your digital marketing absolutely must be communicating with you and the other arms of your business. So if you are purely internal right now, if you have, let's say, an office somewhere and you have staff and you don't bring anyone outside in for anything else, this still applies, just internally. So if your traffic team aren't going back to you and they're not saying, hey guys, here's what we've noticed in the trends. Hey, we've noticed people are really loving this product. We're making a lot of sales of it. What else can we do to push this? Hey guys, we're noticing that X product is fatiguing in the marketplace. People have seen a lot. They're not that interested in it. Can we create another product with a similar concept that will solve a similar problem that might work really well? Hey, this particular creative, like this ad or this landing page or this sales page or this video or whatever, is fatiguing. Everyone's seen it. It's not working as well as it could. We need another version of it. Again, I could kind of go on and on and on about the ways this works and what this looks like. But at the end of the day, that's just kind of the bottom line, that your team really needs to be working with you to figure all this stuff out. If they're not, you're going to be in a lot of pain. And the other side of it is you're missing a lot of opportunities that could really make you a lot of extra money. For example, the other day, as part of some of the stuff I do on Cubatica, I look over client accounts and stuff like that and what their Facebook accounts are doing, and also comb through, for example, the pages in which they're linked to. in which people might have groups, or look at the messages that go to customer service, and we'll do all that stuff at Cubatica. We'll kind of dive in here and there when we feel it's necessary and appropriate to make sure that we have a big picture view of all this stuff. Why? Because that shows us opportunities. So as an example, I'm doing all this and I'm seeing a lot of people in this particular client were saying, hey, I really don't know whether I should buy product X or I should buy product Y. I really don't know whether this one's right for me or this one's right for me. And as you know, that leads to analysis paralysis is one of the terms that we use, where people just kind of, if they don't know which choice to make, they just won't make a choice, So in order to kind of combat that, we're looking at this and we're going, okay, well, people are really indecisive and unsure about this product line. What can we do? So we came up with ideas and we went back to the client and we said, hey guys, we've noticed this and here's what we would suggest. And we gave them a few ideas. For example, they could put together a survey funnel, which is basically the customers will answer a few short questions that gives you a little more data about them and their specific needs, and then pair them off into a particular product. So instead of you just being like, hey, buy my widget because it does, it helps all this stuff, you can then kind of laser focus your marketing a little more and make sure that you're talking about the things that your customers are concerned about that's most important to them, and therefore you'll get an easier sale. You see this all the time. If you ever, want to kill a Saturday, go to a car dealer, and if the salesman's good, that's kind of the first thing he'll ask you. He'll get that qualifying information. He'll be like, okay, well, why do you want a new car? Or why do you want a car at all? Or what's really important to you? And he'll listen to the language you use. And, you might say, you know what? I want really good fuel economy because I hate paying for fuel, or because I care about the environment. Or you might say, you know what? I need a massive van that seats like 10 people because I have 7 kids and I hate taking 2 cars everywhere. Or you might say, you know what, it's just me, I don't have anyone else, I have tons of money and I want to buy a really fun sports car, and I don't really care how many people sit in it because, again, it's just for me and, maybe a pretty lady. So for all these situations, the salesperson is kind of getting data about, okay, well, that's what's important to you. So they're not going to hear someone say, yeah, I have 7 kids, and be like, boy, do I have the Mustang for you. It seats 2 people. 4 if you want to get super, super uncomfortable. No, they're going to be like, okay, here's the van we have. Hey, you're going to put your kids in it. It's got to be safe. It's got to be reliable, blah, 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 blah. So you can do a similar thing here if people are really unsure about going to your, through your products and services and not sure which one are right for you. You can create like a little discovery sort of session. You can get people on the phone if it's a higher ticket thing. There are lots of ways you can implement that. But at the end of the day, this was our idea to them. We had a bunch more as well on how they could target that particular problem. Now, obviously, we have kind of just done this one. I'm able to talk about it because it's super vague like this. But just kind of imagine for your own business, like if you're not doing this, if you're not working with a traffic team that is kind of saying to you, hey, this is what we're noticing. We're noticing this, we're noticing that. Here's where we think there might be problems. Think of all the money that you might be leaving on the table. Think of how that is hurting your LTV, and then how that is hurting this rule, and then ultimately how that may be preventing you from making this happen. So I hope this video is being useful. You got any more questions or comments on any of this sort of stuff, you can drop a comment below the video. We'll get back to you if we can and try and clear up some misconceptions, or we might even do another video altogether. Okay, thanks everyone. Hope you have a great day. Take it easy.